Welcome back. Now, if the end of the Euros perhaps has left you feeling like you need another major sporting tournament in your life, this could be the answer.
Yeah, there's another one on the way. Comedian Adam Hill says we should all be getting ready to throw our support behind the Rugby League World Cup, which starts in 100 days. Let's have a look. So let's talk to Adam now. 100 days to go, Adam. Very good morning to you. And I notice you already have your kit on, ready to go.
I've had my kit on for a few months ago. I'm a rugby league tragic, so I'm massively looking forward to this.
Yeah, and now for those people who have not previously, and you know, in the wake of the Euros, for those people who've not previously dabbled in Rugby League World Cup stuff, give us the hard sell. Give us the reason to watch.
Well, this is just as exciting as any major international sporting event, but this one's... what I love about this Rugby League World Cup in particular is it's the most inclusive sporting event possibly ever, because the men's, the women's and the wheelchair game are all being played on the same level. They're all getting the same amount of attention. I was at Buckingham Palace last year when Prince Harry, drew all the names out of the hat and who was going to play who, and every variant of the sport got exactly the same amount of attention. So... it's a sport for people of all shapes and sizes, which means it's available to be watched by people of all shapes and sizes.
Adam, for someone who hasn't followed it before, morning, by the way, for someone who hasn't followed it before, kind of along the lines Charlie was going to, so you've pitched how it's so inclusive. What is so exciting about the game?
It's a really fast game. The best thing to know about rugby league is that it was invented by rugby union players, but it was invented in a way that they could make money, they could go professional. And the only way they could make it professional was to make it more exciting for the fans to come along. So it's a really high-octane level of the sport. Like the crashes, the physicality is ridiculous, but the athleticism is full on as well. It's an incredibly exciting sport, but it's also really, what I love about it, it's a real community sport, especially in the north of England here, but the clubs and the towns that support it all come together. So not only is it a good sport to watch, it's a great atmosphere. Like, it's a really good family atmosphere. You're not going to see people with flares up their bum at the rugby league.
Oh, you disappoint me, Adam. You were selling it up until then. Now, listen. Listen, tell me, who are you supporting?
I will be supporting the great game of rugby league in all of its variants.
This is an inquisitive and forensic programme. Which team, Adam Hills, are you supporting?
I will be supporting... I'll be supporting Australia. I have to say it. I'll be supporting Australia. I'm really sorry, England. I'm sorry to all my friends that I know that play in the English teams, whether it's the wheelchair or the women's or the men's team. I'm so sorry. I have to go with my heart. I have to go with Australia.
Well, let's just be clear. You're Australian, yeah? You were born in Australia. You're Australian, yeah?
I am Australian. I don't know if you can tell from my background, but yes, I am Australian.
Didn't get the clue. I tell you what, I don't think anyone's going to object to that. Good on you.
Well, there's a chance that I might be representing one country or the other in physical disability rugby league. That looks like there's going to be an exhibition event at the World Cup this year, and I have been playing disability rugby league for Warrington, so I might actually have to choose not just who I support, but who I play for.
Well, I tell you what, we were talking about this earlier, weren't we, Charlie? That interview, the Australian player.
This is Quade Cooper, who maybe you've read the story. Of course, plays rugby union. There's this thing about his citizenship, and he's played 70 times for Australia, but he's been refused Australian citizenship. These things can get a bit toxic sometimes. But anyway, you've said where your support lies. And that's good. Are you in? I'm assuming because you say you've been in training, Adam, you must be pretty good.
Oh, look, I'm all right. I mean, I played rugby league when I was a kid, up until about the age of 12 or 13, but it became apparent that having one leg was going to stop me becoming professional. So I kind of drifted off onto other sports. But a few years ago, in 2017, I found out that Warrington wanted to start up England's first physical disability rugby league team. And I kind of jumped at the chance, and I've become obsessed. It's almost like rugby league is like a girl I fell in love with when I was in my teen years, and then we drifted apart and we both had our own families, and now we've reconnected on Facebook.
Do you know what I think? I think you're selling the whole thing really well, because I think that makes a lot of sense too. Can I just ask you about the whole lockdown thing? Because, you know, you're a comedian, that's what you do, and, you know, lots of your friends and your colleagues who are in that line of work, it's been a bleak time. You know, live performances have been gone completely.
Yeah, and the people I really feel for are, I mean, comedians, most of my mates, we're okay. We've been doing it for a while. We've either got enough money in the bank that we can survive without the live gigs, or we've got some TV to do. It's the kind of up-and-coming comedians that I really feel for, the people whose entire living came from live comedy. I know people that have gone back to stacking shelves in supermarkets, that have just had to quit comedy altogether. And hopefully that'll come back. And I really hope that when live stuff opens up again, people get out and support, you know, comedians, musicians, artists, actors, because if you think about it, when we all went into lockdown, they're the ones that provided the content that got us through. We all watched TV shows or watched people on you know, Instagram videos. So the artists who kind of kept us sane through lockdown, it's almost like when lockdown finishes, it's now our turn to repay them and try and keep them sane and kind of financially viable.
Quick word on the last leg, because obviously that's where we kind of first came to get to know you better. Paralympics coming up as well, so lots of that on there.
Yep. This is our last show tomorrow night, and then it's Paralympics. So we've already started. Alex and Josh and I went out and filmed a whole bunch of Paralympic sports. We tried to do wheelchair basketball, blind running, blind cycling, blind swimming. We had a crack at everything. And yeah, once the Paralympics kick off, we'll be on every night. We'll be covering it from here. They're not going to send us to Tokyo, but we'll be doing our best to kind of just cover all the action from Tokyo and hopefully, you know, chat to the Paralympians as well.
Oh, sounds great. Listen, Adam, good luck with it all. Thank you so much, and take care.
Cheers. Lovely to talk to you.
That's all from breakfast this morning. Back tomorrow at 6.
Nice.